Hello and welcome to Integrations with Totara via Workato. My name's Aaron. I'm a software engineer here at Totara, and I'm going to be talking through what we achieved with a HR integration via Workato today. So what's the agenda? Well, the first one is going to be what we achieved, what we built for the customer. Then we're going to talk about any lessons that we learned, and finally the benefits that we noticed as we built it. So let's start off with what we achieved. So as a bit of a backstory to this, we got the request from our customer that they wanted a HR integration with Airtable. Airtable being the master record of their staff records, and they wanted that to sync with Totara so that when they updated or created any records in Airtable, they'd see those reflected in Totara. We looked around and it didn't already exist, and any custom code integration was going to be quite extensive to get us there. So yeah, it didn't exist. But luckily we had a savior called Workato, and if you don't know what Workato is, it's a middleware provider which knows what Airtable can do, and it also knows what Totara can do, and it uses that to its advantage so that it can link those two services up. Effectively, when an Airtable record is created or updated, Workato gets that record, processes the data in what it likes to call a recipe, and then does some actions to Totara, and this is all via APIs. So in our instance, we built a recipe, and here's that recipe. So it looks a little bit complicated, but it's not, I promise you. So in the backdrop there is the actual recipe in Workato's UI, but in the forefront, that's a flowchart of how it actually works. I'm not going to describe exactly how this works right now, but to give you a bit of an overview, essentially whenever an Airtable record is updated or created, this recipe will trigger, and it's going to update the Totara user record with any of the relevant information from Airtable. In addition, it also creates a job assignment and also links the user's manager to them as well. Okay, so after what we've achieved, let's go through the lessons we learned as we achieved it. One of the first lessons we had when we were attempting this integration was that Airtable was a little bit complex to work with at times if it hasn't been designed for an integration. So Airtable is very flexible. In some cases, you'll have like free-form text where the user can just put in whatever they like. And for our instance, this meant that we had some filtering issues when we were trying to filter out a white space character. There was a non-standard white space character that just meant it wasn't picked up by the usual filtering that we'd have. So yeah, this just meant that we had to work around it. But it's something to note that sometimes there are just little niggles that come up in any system. So another learning that we had was that integrations can take some time. This integration took a bit longer than we first imagined, but seeing as it was one of our first ones in a while, it's not too surprising. But yeah, one of the key learnings that we got from that is that we need to work out the requirements beforehand. If we had worked out the requirements up front, some of those hurdles that we found we had later on may not have actually showed up. So yeah, working out requirements up front would have been worth the investment. Okay, on to the benefits. So the first benefit we noticed was it was really easy to make changes. Workato has quite a nice intuitive UI, so if you needed to make a change, you just drag, drop, and you can see those changes instantly reflected. So that was really nice to use when making this integration. Another benefit we've noticed is the seamless production deployment. We deployed this to production and it went perfectly. Nothing went wrong. It was fantastic. And this is due to the fact that, the recipes that are working in Workato, we had them running on staging first, and they were working fine there. And when we went to push it to deploy to production, it was a matter of copy paste, change a token value so that it's now pointing to the right Totara site, and away we go. Like it was really that easy. And the last one here is that we've done the work. So we've already made this integration. It is live for a customer, and we'd be very keen to share this out to our partners. We want to make this available because there's no point you doing the work again that we've already done. So if you're keen to see how we've done it and to get a copy of the HR integration, we'd be very happy to hand that over. There are some specific implementations in there that we'll have removed, but the sort of shell of how it works will always be there. Will be there. Just give us a shout if you want access to it. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching this talk about integrating with Totara via Workato. Have a good day.